UK auditors is a selection of private individuals who go out with a camera, and they are typically masked or hooded up, or they have sunglasses, and they typically don't show their face on camera, and they stand outside public buildings or private buildings to film people going in and out, so typically staff, and they tend to stand either at primary entrances or secondary entrances, which are typically only accessible to staff members or people who belong to that organization, and also private car park, where again it's typically workers and visitors who have the permission to access or to park there. And when they are challenged, they don't tend to give direct answers of what they are doing, and also sometimes they might even lie about why they are doing what they are doing, or the incentive behind what they are doing. And this typically tends to mean that people become more suspicious of them, and also sometimes more hostile towards them, because they don't understand the purpose of them being there. So they start challenging them, saying, if they can provide them with ID, and or if they have no legitimate business reasons to be there, to say that they shouldn't be there, and that's when they can get to a confrontation. It's typically a verbal confrontation. Occasionally, it might get violent, but that's in very rare cases. And there's also many cases where the police are called, particularly if they don't want to give transparent answers, or if they give unusual or bizarre answers about why they are there. So, if, for example, if they are in a private car park and they say, "Oh, I like filming cars," and it sounds a little bit unusual that somebody would just enter a car park to film cars, because obviously you can go to a showroom if you like cars. You can go and have a look at the cars there. So and also sometimes they say that somebody has commissioned them to go and film a particular building, which again, it's another unusual answer that makes you feel that they're not really telling the whole story. And like I said, it's almost like their goal is to arouse suspicion from people who don't know what is actually going on, and that typically can create tense moments, hostile situations where people they get into an argument, especially when I tell them, "Oh, you should be telling me exact reason," and they reply, "No, no, I don't need to do that. I'm a private individual. What I'm doing is completely illegal. Mind your own business." Or even sometimes they dismiss them to go to work, and it can also sometimes lead to the auditors saying, particularly when they are told to go and get a proper job, and they reply, "Oh, I get paid much more than you," and also sometimes saying, "Oh, I pay more taxes than you," when they are challenged for about their work activity. And the most popularity for these videos tend to be the police confrontation, because obviously police have the most authority in towns and cities around the UK, particularly in enforcing law and order. When their activities, when they try to restrict them from doing what they do, or discourage them, they tend to say that they should keep their opinions to themselves, and they should do they should go and sort out real criminals. And it does happen that sometimes, because they are hooded and masked, and because they don't want to be transparent about why they are there, that in the past, but in particular, they used to be stopped under this Section 43 of the Terrorism Act. And obviously, a few of these auditors in the past, particularly the likes of Auditing Britain, have boasted about the compensation payouts, sometimes reaching over four figures, but particularly if the police were found to have abused their powers. But obviously, I think that mostly the motive for these auditors is to bring entertainment, because they know that people like to watch them confront people of authority, And in my opinion, it's more to do with that than it is to educate the public and also those in authority that filming is legal. But let me know if you enjoy watching UK auditing, what is your opinion of them, who your favorite is, and if what they do has any public good or is just a form of entertainment and light-hearted moments. Thank you.